Good morning. Once again, coming to you live from the driver's seat. Yep, and today is Wednesday. And who we are Wednesdays is usually what we do. And I'm going to try to stick true to who we are. But I also want to try to do something a little bit different. We've been talking about fear. We've been talking about shame, off and on for the last few days. And today I want to talk about courage. People think of courage is the heroic moment in the movie, the person that does the great thing, that it seems like nobody else can do. But the reality is, we all have the ability to do something courageous. We all have the ability to show up at the most opportune time to help somebody else. Now, it doesn't need to be on a big stage. It doesn't need to show up in the newspaper. Nobody even has to know. Sometimes simply standing up for what's right when nobody's looking is more courageous than anything you could do when the camera's on. This morning I was looking at Luke, where Jesus was about to be arrested. But right before he was arrested, he slipped away from the disciples and he took a moment to talk to God. And he said, well, God, can you take this bitter cup away from me? And in the next breath, he said, your will, not my will. And he moved on. And then it goes on to say that the Lord sent angels down to strengthen him. But a lot of us, we never get to the strengthen part because we let the fear stop us. We never get to see the thank yous and the accolades and the things that come from being courageous because we never take the shot. I get the idea that, our bodies want to avoid pain at all costs. That's just what the flesh does. Your body wants to sleep late. It wants to eat a lot. It wants to be comforted and soothed and rubbed and touched. And it really, at the end of the day, doesn't care where that touch comes from. So you have to realize that you are in charge of the body. You are in charge of what it does. And if you can overcome fear, the body will do whatever you tell it to do. But I want to go back to the garden for a second. Now, as men go, Jesus was a man among men, king among kings, word become flesh. And even his flesh realized that it was about to go through something that was horrific. But yet, he figured out a way. Now, the question for us becomes, how do we figure out a way? And as I sit here, I am not exempt. This is an ongoing process for me. And as I go through learning and falling and getting up, I share, things that I get. If they work, I pass them on. I pass them on as quick as I can. And some things that I've learned that kind of help you get your courage or get your strength up when you are in the midst of something that is bigger than you. Here we go. I'm going to give you maybe 2 or 3 tips that can kind of help you out. I know I'm choppy today, but hopefully you get it and it helps you. One of the things that really will help you is to recognize that you can't do it alone. Part of fear is that voice that's playing in your head, that track that's telling you you aren't good enough, you can't do it, you won't achieve it, it won't work. That's the thing that people can't see. We talk about sweaty palms and shaking hands, but what's going on in your head and your heart, people can't see that. So you have to let people know. And when you let people know who have earned the right to know. People who rock with you and are positive, who can help produce that new track that you play in your head, who can help produce that track that says that I'm more than a conqueror and I can do all things through Christ Jesus. People who build you up, not tear you down. Another thing that will help you along your way is to recognize that is part of the process. That there is a mission of getting better. And part of getting better is doing new things. If you are brave long enough, you're going to fail at something. If you live out of the box, you're going to have fear. The only people who really don't have fear are the people who are afraid to do anything. But if you keep getting in the ring, you're eventually going to get hit. If you keep playing ball long enough, you're eventually going to miss a shot. But if you don't take the shots, you never get to enjoy the victories. So you got to live, man. And live and understand that that's just part of the game. It's going to be some bumps and bruises if you're on the football field. Know what it is and live. And last, man, you gotta value the mission. You gotta value the fact that if you don't do it, nobody else will. You gotta value the fact that not only is it you, but it's your family. It's your generations to come. It's your cousin, your brother, your neighbor. It is God who is counting on you. And what happens when people partner up and when people realize the mission is bigger than them, they usually rise to the occasion. Because what you might not do for you, you're willing to do because you don't want to let other people down. You're willing to do for your kids. So figure out exactly what the mission is really about and how important it really is and who it's important to. One of my favorite phrases is so that others might live. I try to live by that. I try to live by the fact that, my overcoming something is opening a door for someone else. So those are the three things. Change the track in your head, realize that it's just a part of the process, and ultimately realize that what you do affects the people around you in a positive and or negative way. So don't let them down. Until the next time you see me, have a great day. A great day. And remember this. To those who have been given dominion, they were born to dominate. Just get started.